thank you everyone for joining us today for our annual awards meeting and annual membership meeting. Again, my name is Thomas Van Bruggen, IMAGIN president, and hosting with me today are going to be Janet McCadlow and Pete Schneider, who are going to run the annual awards meeting. Again, just reminding you to keep yourself muted and your video off during the awards presentations, and then to feel free to unmute, and we'll have open forum sections during the general membership meeting at the second half of the meeting. With that, I am going to go ahead and hand over presentation to Janet, and she is going to go ahead and start us right off with our IMAGIN Awards ceremony.
I am Janet McCadlow, planner from FENCOG, and current IMAGIN board member. I'll be your host this afternoon with Pete Schneider from Ottawa County. IMAGIN is proud to recognize the outstanding contributions of GIS professionals around the state. 4 awards are given out each year: GIS Innovation, GIS for Everyone, IMAGIN Volunteer of the Year, and our highest honor, Geospatial Achievement. We also award college-level scholarships to outstanding students studying GIS or geospatial sciences. Let's get started with the GIS Innovation Award. This award is presented to an organization that finds innovative ways to use geospatial solutions to enhance workflow. Candidates are judged on collaborative efforts, contribution to the workflow, and original ideas. The 2021 GIS Innovation winner is the City of Flint Planning and Development Department for their streetlight reporting application. This application was developed by Casey M. Polygon, GIS specialist, using the operations dashboard. Streetlights serve as crime deterrents and provide a sense of safety and community in the city neighborhood. Flint residents have long expressed their frustration over the inability to report outages in a convenient way. This tool was developed to help address that issue. The Streetlight Reporting app identifies the location of the over 11,000 streetlights in the city and can be used by the public to report damage, outages, and follow the status of repairs. The City of Flint and Consumers Energy are responsible for maintaining the streetlights in the city. City staff can use the app to track how long it takes for repairs to be made and the overall status of outages in the entire city. It also helps to cut down on call volumes, helps Consumers Energy locate streetlights on vacant properties, and improves overall workflow processes between the City of Flint and Consumers Energy. Casey has worked for the City of Flint for over 4 years now and received her degree in Geographic Sciences from Ryerson University in Toronto, Canada. Congratulations to the City of Flint Planning and Economic Development Department on your GIS Innovation Award. Our next award is GIS for Everyone. It is presented to an organization that strives to make GIS data or analysis accessible to other organizations and or to the public. The 2021 GIS for Everyone Award goes to Michigan State Police Emergency Management and Homeland Security Division for the COVID-19 dashboard. Created by Shanna Martucci, geospatial analyst, with support from Nakia Anderson, the dashboard, built with ArcGIS Hub, provides vital data and resources for users on the COVID pandemic in Michigan. The dashboard has been used by the media, local emergency managers, and the general public to help understand the impacts of COVID-19. Daily updates from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services feed the dashboard. It provides an overall summary of Michigan cases, a separate dashboard for new cases and deaths by county, animation dashboards with sliding date scales to view cases and deaths, a hospital census which shows the number of COVID patients and those in ICU, a vaccine tracking dashboard, ability to find testing sites, an overview of any current restrictions in the state, links to national and global resources on COVID, and links to apply for assistance for health insurance, food, or other needs, or finding other local resources. It's a pretty amazing dashboard. Shanna has been with the department since 2018 and holds a master's degree of professional science from the University of Miami. She will be presenting on the development of the COVID dashboard on July 22nd for our IMAGIN webinar series. Please make sure that you register and check it out. Congratulations again to the Michigan Police Emergency Management and Homeland Security Division on your win of the GIS for Everyone Award. Next, I'd like to announce our IMAGIN scholarship winners. This year, we are awarding both graduate and undergraduate scholarships. The scholarship fund is supported by members and conference attendees through direct contributions and the silent auction proceeds. The 2021 graduate level scholarship winner is Jacqueline Aiken. Jacqueline, a Detroit native, is currently pursuing her master's degree in GIS at Central Michigan University. She works for Midland County Mosquito Control as her GIS clerk, but her dream job is to work for NASA. She strives to have a positive impact on others, providing knowledge using GIS as a communication tool. Our undergraduate scholarship winner is Donovan Vitale. Donovan is studying geophysical sciences at Western Michigan University and currently works with Monroe County Planning. You may remember his name as he was the winner of Esri's ArcGIS Online competition for schools in 2019 with the story map quarries of Monroe County, Michigan. Great job and congratulations to both Jacqueline and Donovan. We wish you all the best. Now it's time for me to turn it over to Pete to announce our last two award winners. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Janet. Let me get my windows situated here. Each year, IMAGIN awards this Volunteer of the Year award. Historically, winners of the award have volunteered their time to IMAGIN in many ways. Building our website, organizing social events at our conference, or making sure our social media presence is upheld are all recent examples of how our membership has given back to IMAGIN. When the pandemic hit and threw our lives into a virtual existence, IMAGIN's needs for volunteers severely dwindled. We were no longer hosting in-person conferences. We couldn't host a meetup. However, this year's winner of the Volunteer of the Year award found a place to assist IMAGIN throughout the pandemic. I am proud to award Jessica Kane as the 2021 IMAGIN Volunteer of the Year. Jessica is a project manager and GIS developer for Line 45 in Gaylord. When Jessica isn't busy expounding on the wide range of uses for open source GIS, she was busy assisting in the development of our IMAGIN newsletter. Tasked with finding blog posts, training opportunities, or other resources, Jessica was able to make a physical impact with IMAGIN during a virtual time. IMAGIN is extremely grateful for Jessica's contribution in the past year. We have one final award to present during this award ceremony. Originally cast as the Outstanding Individual Achievement Award, then the Jim Living's Geospatial Achievement Award, and now the IMAGIN Geospatial Achievement Award. It is the highest honor that IMAGIN bestows. Each year, IMAGIN presents the award to a member in recognition of their outstanding contributions to the geospatial technology field, the IMAGIN organization, and its geospatial professionals, colleagues, members, and the public that it serves. This is the 21st person awarded. Winners of the Geospatial Achievement Award read off as a who's who in the geospatial realm in Michigan. Names like Ann Burns, Everett Root, Michelle Lazar, Dr. Andrew Brenner, Scott Ames, and many more. These names are synonymous with a career filled with accomplishments, most of which who have impacted the geospatial community in Michigan. and this year's award winner is no different. Your 2021 Imagine Geospatial Achievement Award winner is Matt Malone from the city of Farmington Hills. Typically, right after you hear a name for an award, you'll hear that Matt is the GIS coordinator for the city of Farmington Hills. However, Matt is so much more than that. It's not even his only current position. Allow me to start from the beginning. Matt graduated as an overachiever with a double major in geography and earth science from Western Michigan University in 1993. After his undergrad, he became the assistant director and GIS analyst for the Center for Applied Environmental Research at the U of M Flint. After 6 years, Matt moved on to the Charter Township of Grand Blanc as GIS coordinator. During that time with the township, Matt also became an adjunct lecturer at U of M Flint, where he developed and taught GIS courses along with assisting students in the GIS lab. Between working for the township and the university, Matt also found just enough time to earn his Master of Science degree in Resource Development from Michigan State University. 2004 rolled around and Matt was named as GIS coordinator for his current employer, the city of Farmington Hills. 2004 also saw Matt add his GISP to his already busy resume. Matt continued to grow that resume outside of academia and local government. He began serving on the Planning Commission for the City of Walled Lake in 2007 and did so for a decade. Matt also served on the IMAGIN Board of Directors in the early 2000s, including being named Volunteer of the Year in 2008. He was also a large contributor to the IMAGIN newsletter during that time. You can also find him nearly every year presenting at our annual conference. Finally, Matt has a volunteer heart. I've just listed a bevy of career accomplishments, but I'm still not done. Matt is also a weather forecaster for Great Lakes Weather and Climate, is a frequent contributor to the Great Lakes Weather and Climate Facebook group. The group, which has over 125,000 members, sees forecasts, analyses, and maps from Matt. Matt also earned a certificate of achievement in weather forecasting, atmospheric sciences, and meteorology from the Penn State University in 2019. Now, you may also be surprised to learn that Matt still has time to volunteer as an audio and visual tech for the children's ministry at Orchard Grove Community Church. In a few moments, I believe Matt would like to say a few words, but before I get to that, it's easy to look at Matt's resume and be impressed. There is more to Matt than his professional accomplishments. Matt is married to Lori and has 2 sons, Alex and Liam. They like to travel, notably to Hawaii and Washington, D.C. Matt also, somehow, with all this time, free time, he enjoys photography. At this point, I spent the better part of 3 minutes listing Matt's accomplishments. If Matt's resume is up to date and we were trying to interview him, we'd probably be on page 4 by now. A lot of this information can be gleaned simply by visiting Matt's meticulous LinkedIn profile. However, the personal accounts of Matt's career are what you cannot get from LinkedIn. In my time with IMAGIN, I have met very few people that will go out of their way to volunteer their time. Not only will Matt volunteer his time if asked, he will contact you out of the blue and let you know that he has room in his day to help and where his time can be best allocated. Who does that? Matt does. This has always resonated with me, and which is why I'm beyond proud to award the 2021 IMAGIN Geospatial Achievement Award to Matt Malone. On the story map that I am scrolling on, you can continue reading what his friends and colleagues have said about him throughout the time. At this point, I'm going to ask Matt to unmute himself, and you have the floor.
Thank you so much for this honor. It's quite humbling, especially when I see a lot of the names of people before me on the list, a lot of colleagues I've worked with over the years, a lot of names of people I've looked up to in the geospatial profession. And I've been doing GIS for quite some time now, so I'd be remiss if I didn't thank some of the people who have helped me get to this point. The first people I'd like to thank actually go back to my days at the geography department at Western Michigan University. In particular, 2 professors I'd like to thank, my cartography professor, Dr. Hans Soley, who always inspired me to try to make the best maps I could. And still literally to this day, when I make a map, I stop and think, you know, would Dr. Stoley like this map? Would he be proud of And I'd also like to thank Dr. Mary Clinthorne, who is currently a professor of geography at Aquinas and a member of IMAGIN as well, who was my first GIS professor at Western Michigan University. And she inspired me to see what we could do with geospatial technologies. Also, it's very nice to see all these comments from other colleagues. And also here, I'd like to thank the employees at City Farmington Hills, all the way from the city manager's office down to all the department heads and my coworkers here at Central Services Department. They've always been very open to adopting GIS technologies. And I always jokingly tell them that my job as a GIS coordinator is to make their job easier and to make them so they won't even have to get up from their desks if possible. Just try to throw all the information at them so they can do their job more efficiently, which is all what we want all municipal governments to do. And I also like to thank everyone watching today, all the IMAGIN members, all the future and current IMAGIN members. You are the future of geospatial technologies in the state. You're the ones who are going to expand and innovate the technologies in private industry and the public realm, in university settings and nonprofits. So I'm excited to see what all of you will be doing in the future, and I'm glad you're part of IMAGIN. And lastly, I'm glad to see that Pete mentioned my wife, Lori, who I'd like to thank, as well as my sons, Alex and Liam, who over the years have always supported me in my little geographic trivia that I throw at them occasionally. And thanks again, and I look forward to seeing all of you in person on Mackinac Island next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt. It was great. It is a great honor for us to be able to give you this award, and we are so proud to be able to share that with you. So thank you very much, Matt. And thank you, Pete and Janet, for hosting us throughout our annual awards. We, as Matt just said, we are so ready to be back in person where we can actually share the experience of awarding these awards and interacting with all of our colleagues that are so worthy of these awards. So thank you for those comments. And with that, we are looking forward to our 2022 conference coming up in person.